in Namibia, where Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah has been elected president of Namibia and will be the country's first woman leader. Nandi-Ndaitwah, the current vice president from the ruling SWAPO party, received 57% of the valid votes, beating 14 other candidates. Her main challenger, Panduleni Itula from the Independent Patriots for Change party, came in second with 26% of votes. That's according to a breakdown from the country's electoral commission. In the National Assembly vote, SWAPO won a majority, securing 51 of the 96 elected seats. The opposition has vowed to challenge the results, calling the electoral process deeply flawed. The November 27th vote experienced technical difficulties and ballot paper shortages, leading to a delay in results as voting was extended in some places. Let's cross over to Jemima Burkus, who is in Namibia's capital, Windhoek. Hi there, Jemima. Jemima, a new president for Namibia, with some describing this as the beginning of a new era. How are Namibians reacting to this?
Good morning. So there's a somber atmosphere over Namibia. There's a feeling that the ECN has robbed the Namibian people from an opportunity to celebrate the country's first female president, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, because of the gross malpractices that has occurred. It has been Namibia's first most chaotic elections ever. It is the first time that elections had to be extended, or was extended for that matter. It has been the first time that it has been done so without any insight from the political opposition parties. It has been the first time that Namibians had to stand in queues for over 10 hours, 14 hours to cast their vote. It is the first time also that Namibians have waited for almost a week to have the results announced. Then there's the widespread allegations of malpractice, rigging of elections. This is one polling station in the north central of the country where results has some of the results have completely disappeared. They can't find it. Then there's an abnormal amount of spoiled ballots, over close to 1,000, if not more, of the ballots have been spoiled. That is raised serious concerns across the country. There's a feeling from Namibians, many Namibians feel that Netumbo is not their president. However, there's also a sense from the Namibian people that they would cut their losses at this point, given that the party has for the first time fared extremely poorly in the elections. Netumbo has gotten 57%. Well, that is a 1% more than the late President Geingob got in the last elections. But it is even his election has been tainted by serious allegations. The matter was taken to the Supreme Court, where it has essentially been said that there was the Supreme Court conceded that there were serious questions around the elections, but they could not call for a rerun. So it's the second time in history that SWAPO is sitting with a president whose victory is controversial. And the party itself has secured just 51 seats. That is a very dismal performance for the party over the last 30 years. So even if the president will nominate the 6 presidential nominees in parliament, they would still be very far from a 2/3 majority, and that's a first for this country. In the last session of parliament, they needed just one vote to make a 2/3 majority, and then in that case they co-opted a member of the political opposition, which helped them with some of the decisions to steamroller some bills in parliament. This time they're sitting with a real dilemma. Even the people that they have voted for, they have voted into parliament, very young people. And the first time you're seeing an extremely diverse, that's now, with the exception of the first cabinet, a very diverse and a very young, and across the country. It is not Ovambo dominated as it was in the previous 28 years. And then there's the legal situation that the IPC has indicated that they will continue with the legal suit. The same with AR, but then having listened to AR last night at the election announcements, it is not clear at this point whether they will, in fact, both of these parties would still continue. because IPC has announced on Monday already that they will go. They're in the process of filing their legal papers. They haven't done so at this point yet. Neither of them has done so. So the feeling that we're getting is they might decide to cut their losses and move on, because IPC is now the official opposition. They're in a position to really hold SWAPO to account in Parliament. The AR is also, as a first-time runner for Parliament, has gotten 6 seats, which is a significant amount, given that AR has not campaigned at all. They have not had any rallies, traditional rallies. The only thing that is really counted in the AR's favor was Job Amupanda has made a name for himself to expose government corruption by dropping papers, like WikiLeaks, basically dropping documents, incriminated government. And right before the elections, he has dropped papers that has indicated that the defense ministry has bought one spare part for $8 million, and that has really caused an uproar in the country. So that has also contributed to the success of AR.
Jemima, thank you so much for all those details and telling us what's happening on the ground. Jemima Bierke speaking to us from Namibia's capital, Windhoek.